once again, welcome to Sacred Segments. I'm Alexis, Constantinou, and we're just gonna go around the group and just check in with everybody and see how everybody's doing. And then Andrew Watt, who's with us from Norway, is going to do an energy clearing, and then we're going to have a virtual forest bathing session with Michael Keegan, and then we'll have a further healing session with Grethe. It's a special edition today, and it's going to be an hour-long forest bathing session. I'm just going to check in with you, Grethe. How are you doing today, and how's it been for you?
I'm doing really good, thank you. I'm in Florida, where it seems like everything has been open forever, which I'm taking my precautions, and you have to wear masks and all, but it kind of feels good that things are open and that people are happy and going about their lives. And yeah, I'm enjoying that. I'm also very blessed to have this space 5 minutes from my home. So I make sure that I get outside every day and get some sun. And sometimes I go to the pool, and sometimes I go out here. And this is a really old oak tree, and it's just magical. And I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful for the session we're going to have today. So thank you so much, Michael, for offering this. I'm excited.
You're welcome.
Me too, I'm excited. Welcome, Karina, who's just joined us. How are you doing? I'm just going to check in with everyone. So I'll come to you in a few minutes. Anna, I know that just before we started recording, you told us about the magical day that you've been having, but I just wondered, is there anything else that you would like to share with us? It's good to have you with us.
Thank you. I don't know how other people were. I know like a lot of people around me had a lot of difficulty around the Wesak full moon.
Yeah.
Although the energy has eased up, and it seems to be, I mean, I was okay, but a lot of people I know were having difficulty Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, even into Wednesday a bit, but it feels like it's really eased up. Everything feels a lot lighter, so I'm fine. I don't know how other people are though, and how they've been.
It also feels like this change of season is kind of bringing a little bit of hope, right? As well as the easing of the lockdown restrictions. It's like we're out of the darkness and the cold, and we've got this little bit of sunshine just like shining on us, and it's quite hopeful. Well, thanks, Anna. Andrew, it's really good to have you with us. I know that you're in Norway. How is it with you?
Yeah, pretty good. Just got a bit of a story. I struggle with anxiety and insomnia and brain fog for a while, and I started taking some supplements, and it's the second day. So these are from America. It's one of them's magnesium. I don't know if anyone in America knows about these, but there's a woman who wrote a book called The Magnesium Miracle, and she's a scientist, and she's also created this liquid magnesium, which is the concentration is 60,000 ppm magnesium sulfate, and like I felt the difference after 2 days, and I use it with this Remite, which is trace minerals for your electrolytes, which in the body code you reset the electrolyte utilization, and I think most of humanity are probably lacking both of these because we don't get them in our food like we used to.
It's so interesting. As soon as you said that you were doing that with the brain fog, magnesium came into my head, and I was going to say you need to take magnesium, and then you held up the bottles. It's amazing.
Well, with it being a soluble liquid, it gets into the brain-blood barrier quicker. And I've been taking magnesium for a few months, and it hasn't done anything, to be honest.
Well, it's a great muscle relaxant, apparently, and it helps you to like sleep better, they say, if you get the right dosage. And as well as that, there's been some studies that show that it's just as effective as antidepressants. So it's interesting that you're bringing it up.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to try it on myself, and then with my clients, I'll recommend it. And I'm after the best products really, because magnesium capsules, you know, I've took them for months and it didn't always help. And there's different types of magnesium, of course, but this one seems to be the real deal. And yeah, you're right. I just want to help people's mental health, because if a lot of it might be energy imbalances, but also nutrient deficiencies as well.
Really interesting. Thank you for that, Andrew. Good to see you.
Cheers.
Matthew, how are you? It's been a while. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm okay, thanks. I was in touch with you earlier to tell you that I'd had a nap.
Good.
A nap in Croydon,
Are
and
you well rested?
I did deserve it though, because I went swimming this morning,
Excellent.
and I'm finding that it's such a relief that the pools are open again now, and I've got this pass, and it means I can go to lots of different swimming pools. So it means I don't have to keep going to the same one. I can explore different pools, and no, it's really, really important for me to do that. So yeah, that's me. Some toing and froing from London, and spending time with Mum in Croydon.
And are you well?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Good to have you here. And Greg's just joined us. Hello, Greg. How are you doing?
Yeah, hi there, Alexis. I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I've just been really busy this last month or two. So good to see you again.
Good to see you too. I'm just going around the group, and I'll come to you in a few minutes, and then I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
All right. Nice to see you. Maria, are you there?
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah, I've been okay. I'm over here in England, in London, and things have opened up for some time now. Things have opened up for some time now, which has really helped my mental health, because homeschooling and work and studying as well was quite a juggle. So I'm enjoying integrating back into society. This is my daughter.
Hello. Oh, that's beautiful. You've got a stone ready for Michael.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah, we've been enjoying the sun as well, because it was quite sunny, but it's been a bit chilly but sunny. And I agree with what Michael said in the sense of having some sort of normalcy come back, but also being conscious that in other countries they're experiencing a lot of difficulty, and it's just being conscious about that. I think it's important. But yeah, other than that, I've been really good. Thank you.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you both. And we're in a special time right now called a spiritual push, where any kind of unselfish action that you do, like in terms of prayer or sending out energy or light, will be magnified by 3,000, because the spiritual masters are helping us right now. You can learn more about the spiritual push at aetherius.org, but it's quite a profound subject. I won't go into it now. I would like to check in with Karina next. Lovely to see you. How's it going?
Hi. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. A bit like everyone, kind of feeling that there's some sort of normality. I haven't had the normal level of clients, but I got a projector for Sylvie's Wish for my story, so I'm able to put that up, and it'll be wonderful when people can come over and hear my voice and watch the movement on the wall. So
that's really exciting.
Very exciting, yeah. So it's almost like I don't have any real media or television experience, whatever. I'm just creating. It's like, so it's a very creative time, I think, where your back is pushed to the wall and you're kind of going, okay, well, I'll do this myself, and bring in professionals when I can. It's that kind of energy.
This is a good opportunity to just say that Karina's going to be sharing her eco book some of what the work that she does, which is really profound and diverse. And her book, Sylvie's Wish, is quite a magical piece. Not quite, it is a magical piece. And she's going to be on Sacred Segments next month, sharing that. Well, little snippets with a kind of journey through her book. And I'm excited about that. Lovely to see you, Karina, with your mermaid.
Thank you. It's basically, in 2 words, it's eco-consciousness.
Love that. Well, it's very fitting for what we're doing today. Good to see your face. I'm going to just check in with Greg. You look like you're opening, letting the light in. Good to see you, Greg. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I was just opening up the blinds there because it's about outdoors today, isn't it? So I was outdoors as much as I could be, I think. Yeah, I've just been it's all been, work's been very busy. That's the thing that's, you know, working from home, it seems as if that's going as normal, but even busier. Yeah, I just feel very disconnected with friends and things like that. So things slowly getting back to normal, but you know, there's always this cloud. You know, I'm worried about it. You know, what might, you know, has this been enough sort of thing? You know, are we just gonna? So I'm a little bit uncertain, a little bit apprehensive. You know, a little bit anxious, I guess. So I'm hoping I can, you know, move on from that. Yeah, get over it, sort of thing.
As a sensitive person, I think everyone here is like, you're probably feeling the collective energies of what's going on. And, you know, I think we're all on the same page with you with that. That's why it's good that we're here tonight and doing what we're doing. Andrew, in just a moment, I'm going to hand over to you to do an energy clearing for us for the next 10 minutes. So everyone, if you could all take a deep breath. Just feel the earth beneath your feet, and let's just be grateful for our beautiful Mother Earth, and just think about a white light from above your head coming down and just covering us all as a group and individually. And just take another deep cleansing breath. And Andrew, over to you.
Thank you, Alexis. So I'm Andrew Watt, also known as the Spiritual Engineer. I'm an energy healer. I do the emotion code like Grethe, and I've been doing it for around over like 1 year and 3 months. The emotion code, which is emotional release, using the subconscious mind, and the body code, which is balancing chakras and meridians, and also removing toxins and finding vitamin deficiencies using kinesiology. And I also do entity release, which I'm going to do today. It's also known as negative energies, to balance up any dark energies that could be, you know, getting our field and aura out of balance. And I'll look into some offensive energies as well today. So what it entails is muscle testing. So it's like a yes, and that's a no, yes, no. And I can muscle test lists, like, is it in 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, so it could be number 4. So I have a list of 21 entities, which are basically low vibrations. You know, you could call them ghosts or spirits, but basically these operate at low vibrations, and we all have them. And I'm going to missile test a list and then tell you which they are. It could be demonic, it could be vampiric, but these words are not so important. You know, I don't want to, you know, freak you out at all, because everyone has them. All my clients have them. And it's just, I like to clear them. And I do believe as Alexis says, the earth is coming into a lot of light. And part of my job on this life purpose is to get rid of, is to balance it out and get rid of these dark entities and negative energies, so that we can have more peace and love and equality, of course, in the world. So I will commence. If anyone would not like to be part of this, please let me know. I use a magnet to clear them once I've found them. And I'll be connecting to the group consciousness field because it's an energy field where we're all connected, where synchronicities happen, where you might think of a family member and they may send you a message. So all of our subconsciouses can be connected with intent, which is what I plan to do in this clearing. Okay, so if no one wants to not be part of this, I'd like to get some feedback as well after I've completed this and see if you're feeling anything shifting energetically or physically. So I'm just going to say a short prayer. Thank you. I'm asking help from the angels and guides, Archangel Michael, Metatron, Camuel, Raphael. And my intent is to release as much from this group as we can, and as a high priority for the collective consciousness of the group with anything that we're going through. Okay, so can we release some entities? Yes. Okay, so I'm collected to the group consciousness. My intent is to put everyone in a healing bubble so we're all protected from any outside sources, and let's have a look what we can do. So is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, so in my list. Okay, so is it 15, 16, 17? Demonic entity, is there more than one? No. So let's remove this demonic entity from the collective group consciousness, and I command you never to return. So this is removing them all from our energy fields. We all have very similar type of entities. So we're moving them from our fields. Next one. 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12. Okay, is there more than one? No, it's a dark entity curse. So let's remove this dark entity curse from the collective group consciousness, and I command you never to return. Asking for help from the angels and guides to take them where they need to be. Any more? 1, 2, 3, 10, 12. Is there more than one? No, it's another dark entity curse. So let's remove this dark entity curse from the collective group consciousness, and I command you never to return. Any more? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 16, 17, 18. Is there more than one? No. Next one is a vampiric entity. So removing the vampiric entity from the collective group consciousness, and I command you never to return. Okay. Asking for more light to be shone on everyone in this group consciousness to help the healing process as I'm releasing these. Any more? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 10. Is there more than one? No, just one. Okay, entity possession. Let's remove this entity possession from the collective group consciousness, and I command you never to return. Okay. Next one. 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is there more than one? Yes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's 3 entity possessions. So let's remove these 3 entity possessions from the collective group consciousness, and I command you never to return. Okay, any more? No. Okay, I'm going to just remove a few offensive energies. I've got a list for this. Okay, so offensive energies, negative and toxic energies chart. So 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Okay. It's called energy weapons. I don't know exactly what they are, but they're not good for our field. Can we release them? So releasing these energy weapons, energy from the collective group consciousness. These are now null and void in all time, space, and all current lives, past lives, future lives, timelines and dimensions, and parallel lives. Thank you. And another one, 1, 2, okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, a gaslighting energy. So let's removing this gaslighting energy from this collective group consciousness field, and this is now null and void in all time and space, and all current lives, future lives, past lives, parallel lives and dimensions. Thank you. And one more for luck. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and narcissism energy. So let's remove this narcissism energy from the collective group consciousness, and I command you never to return. This is now null and void in all time and space, and all current lives, past lives, future lives, timelines, dimensions, and parallel lives. Okay, I now want to break free from the group collective field and provide any light for healing to help everyone out. Does anyone have any feedback after what I've just done?
Well, I would like to just briefly, very quickly share that you tuned in very accurately to some things that I have been experiencing. And my nephew came to visit from the north of England, and he went back today, but he had a dream while he was staying in the house here, where a dark entity approached him in the dream and demanded to know his name. And he couldn't speak, and he was being pushed down and couldn't move. And I know that this house in the past has had entities, so thank you very much for assisting in the clearing of entities. I'm going to just ask anyone else, pass that on to the rest of the group if they have anything to share.
I would like to share. I have had a client lately who have been, she's in a relationship with a narcissist, and they're my friends. And lately he's been, I've never experienced his dark sides before, but he's not very happy with her becoming empowered, and he feels threatened in their marriage. And he lately took that out on me, and I got to experience firsthand the gaslighting and the narcissism and all of that. So it felt really good to have that energy released. So thank you so much.
Anybody else before I hand over to Michael? Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Andrew. And I just want to say that in the past, Andrew's really tuned into some very specific things that he could never have guessed in a million years. So I appreciate your energy clearing. Thank you very much, Andrew.
You're welcome.
And with that, I'm going to now hand over to Michael for the forest bathing, virtual forest bathing. Excited.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. In Irish, it's Céad Míle Fáilte. Céad Míle Fáilte, which is translated as 1,000 welcomes. So, oh no, I only know a few words, I'm afraid. I'm in my garden, which is an art garden, which is ARC stands for Act of Restorative Kindness, which means that I haven't done anything to it, this part of my garden. I'm lucky I have quite a large garden, so this is just now becoming a bit of a wilderness, and but I think it's beautiful, so I love it. So that's where you are, in Ireland, in Wicklow, which is on the East Coast. So this is a shortened version of a remote version of a walk, a forest therapy walk, which is linked to forest bathing. You might have heard of forest bathing. I'm a nature and forest therapy guide with the Association of Nature and Forest Therapists. I'm going to spend about 10 minutes just talking a little bit about it. I talked about it a few weeks ago, so I'm going to keep this very short. And then we're going to go into an hour's worth of connecting with nature. And I'd like to introduce you to, there's a bird who is singing his little heart out. I don't know if you can hear. Yes, he's joined us, so that's great. What is forest bathing or forest therapy? Well, it is basically a walk, a very slow sensory walk that helps you connect your senses with the more than human world. It originated in, well, it's been around. Walking and connecting with nature has been around for centuries and centuries. But forest bathing originated in Japan during the 80s, when the the Japanese people were going through a lot of stressful time, and they wanted to reconnect with people with nature and heal the country. So they started to encourage people to walk in nature, and they did a lot of research on the effect of walking in nature. And they found it was extremely beneficial. That if you go on and you can look at a lot of the research that is still ongoing on how powerful it is. One of the things that they found was that trees emit phytoncides, which protect them from disease, from fungus, and by inhaling these phytoncides when we're out in nature in the forests, it actually increases our natural killer cells, which protects us as well. So it has a similar sort of effect. It protects us from conditions, autoimmune conditions, etc. The forest therapy side came about when a psychologist and shaman, Amos Clifford, went to Japan and trained as a forest bathing guide. And he wanted to extend it. He asked the question, well, how can we be in the right relationship with the more than human world? And he extended it to sort of focus on ourselves as well as just the psychological side as well as the physiological side. So that's a little bit about the background. So what's going to happen? Well, it'll just be a series of invitations. That's all it is, series of invitations. And an invitation is just that. It's not asking you to do anything. It's up to you what you do, what calls you to do. Okay. And we'll go through a series of invitations, and then we'll finish with some tea. We'll make some tea with a little mini tea ceremony. And after each of the invitations, there'll be what's called a gather, a share, and listen. Because we're sort of a largish group and we haven't got very much time, that'll be sort of maybe just a few words about how you've experienced that particular invitation. So that's what we'll be doing. So everybody's checked in now. So normally we would have a check-in as well, but I think we'll get going. And this first invitation is called Pleasures of Presence. So you might want to turn off your camera and mute yourself so that you can just hear me to save your battery. And start by just having a look around. Just look around you, see where you are. Just get yourself centered and focused on where you are. Notice where you are. And get comfortable in your chair, or if you're standing, make sure that you're safe and comfortable wherever you are. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to just gently close your eyes or hold a soft gaze down at the ground. So now if you'd like to just gently close your eyes or hold your soft gaze and start by just focusing on your breathing. Breathe in and breathe out. And as you breathe out, feel any tension that might be in your body just flow out into the ground with your breath. And you may notice a place in your body where you feel your breath. It could be your stomach, in your gut, or your chest, or it could be your nose. Feel the air in your nose. Now just focus on that area as you breathe in, and let the tensions from your body just flow away with your breath. And now I invite you to feel your feet on the ground. And using your imaginal sense, imagine that roots are coming out of your feet into the ground, connecting with the earth, connecting with all the beings that have been in that place where you are, grounding yourself to the earth. Maybe you can feel the connection to your seat, to your chair. Maybe you can feel the air on your skin. I invite you to maybe put your hands together, rub your hands together, and feel the warmth of your skin against skin. And now I invite you maybe to just move your hands, and perhaps you can feel the wind and the air on your skin. I wonder what that feels like, to feel the air on your skin. And as you breathe in and out, I invite you to see if there's any smells that you're smelling. What are the smells where you are? Smells of nature, smells of plants, the house smells. Maybe you've had your dinner. Maybe you can smell something. Just focus on that and bringing your sense of smell into focus. And then if you're outside, perhaps there's something that you can touch, something from nature. I have some wood here that I can touch. I invite you to touch whatever you have to hand, the treasure that I asked you. I asked that you may have a stone, a plant, a flower, a piece of wood. I wonder what it feels like to connect to that being. invite you now to focus on what you can hear. What is the soundscape of where you are? Perhaps it's the sound of nature. Perhaps it's an urban sound. You may want to focus on the farthest sound, farthest away sound that you can hear. I wonder what that is. Perhaps there's a sound nearer. You may want to focus on that. Perhaps it's the sound of your breathing. It's wonderful to experience the soundscape wherever you are. Now, I invite you to imagine that you're breathing in through a straw, sucking in the air. I wonder what you can taste. I wonder what's on your tongue. Can you taste the air? Maybe it's your dinner that you can taste. And it's okay to get pleasure from that. It's okay to get pleasure from connecting your senses to your environment and to enjoy it. Now I invite you to use your heart sense. Let's put your hand on your heart. And pushing your heart sense out into the world. Perhaps it's telling you to turn in a certain direction. Just turn and look in that direction. Sending your heart sense out into the world. It might be a place or a person. Perhaps you're there now. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to gently open your eyes. And when you do, perhaps you could see where you are as though you're seeing it, the place for the very first time. Okay. So now you can just gently open your eyes, look around, see where you are. Okay. I'll come back. So now I'm going to invite you to what we call popcorn out. So just anybody can just come in and share. And the prompt that I'm going to give you for that sharing is, what are you noticing? What are you noticing? So I invite anybody to just unmute themselves and share what they're noticing, if you want. You don't have to, if you want.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
I found the forest bathing really interesting. And I remember going to the first session that you had a few weeks ago. And since then, I've been connecting with nature a lot more. And I think I used to feel some sort of hesitancy, always cold or in a rush or just wanting to leave. I felt very uncomfortable. And since I don't know what clicked, but since then, I've been getting in touch with nature, and I've noticed a lot of special trees and lots of different figures and shapes. And looking at yours on your right, right behind you, it's almost like in the middle, it's like almost like a shape of a woman. And I noticed that last time as well. I don't know if you can see or if anyone else can see it, but I can. And it's just, it's quite special to me. It's almost like Mother Nature and her arms are open up, like welcoming. And I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria. Thank you.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
Hi.
Is
I
it
went
Greta?
to school in Wicklow. No, it's
Oh, you-
Karina.
Oh, Karina. Sorry. My
Karina,
eyesight.
yeah. I'm a friend. I'm a friend of Alexis. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not outside. I'm inside because it's a bit cold.
Right.
But I got a little plant today that has little leaves that are heart shaped.
Right.
So I could, when you were doing the invitations, I could feel, I placed the plant on my heart because I could feel that my heart was just do-doom, 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 do-doom. So I thought that was very interesting that I felt drawn to put the heart-shaped plant leaves, and then my hand was holding it. So that was very interesting. And last week I met some druids and I got an ivy gort because I come from Gort, and I bought that necklace and put a dolphin with it this week as well. So I've had the dolphin and wood playing on my throat chakra, so it's been quite fun.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Karina. Thank you. Anyone else?
Thank you.
I was noticing the bird song, Michael. Can you hear me?
Was that Matt, is it?
It is. It's Matt here.
Hi, Matt.
I was noticing the bird song in the background, and I've been recording birdsong for the last few days because I went out for a walk with a blind friend of mine, and he was telling me that his partner, who's also blind, she knows all the bird songs, and I just thought that was a really interesting thing, and that's just what came out of my engagement with you this evening, was what was going on in the background.
I think it's a blackbird.
Is it? Was
think it's a
there other
blackbird.
things as well, or is it just? Were
Say
there
that
other
again, sorry?
were there other birds as well, or was it just the blackbird?
Oh
I
yes,
don't-
yes.
I don't
There's
know.
pigeons, doves,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
and I have a pheasant who's eating me out of house and home down the other end. So
Okay. Well, thank you for that.
thank you, Matt. Thank you.
I heard an
Anyone?
owl. Sorry.
Yeah, can I share?
Yes, Greta.
I just want to thank you for creating this ceremony, for creating this magical outdoor experience, and having it made me remember how much we need it. It brought me back to a few years ago. I spent my summer vacations at a chateau in France, learning psyche and practicing psyche and learning how to connect with the divine in these amazing surroundings. And this took me back to the magic that was created there. And I just realized how much I need this magic. So thank you.
Thank you, Greta. Thank you. Anyone else before I share myself? Alexis, were you going to come in then?
I was just going to say that I could hear an owl at one point for a very short time, and just touching the plant that I was touching, and I also have a crystal here. And when you were inviting us to use all of the different senses, I smelt some essential oils, which helped me to connect, because I'm inside, unfortunately. But it felt that all my senses were very heightened. I just wanted to say that, and thank you. It's really quite magical.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Alexis. What was I noticing? Well, I was noticing also the birds singing, and the blackbird in the tree. I'm going to really look at that tree now to see if I can see what you can as well. So, and I was noticing the smells of the fire. Yes, that's what I was noticing. Anybody else before we move on to the next invitation? Okay. Right, this next invitation is called What's in Motion? And I'd like to start by just reading a poem. I think I might have read this poem before, but it just sort of sets it up, really. It's called Walk Slowly. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still. And just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper. I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we will all cross the finishing line. Waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe, and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. So this sixth invitation is called What's in Motion. And it's a slow sensory walk. I'm going to invite you to get up and move around, either outside or inside, very slowly. And just simply notice what's around you. If you've got your treasure, your being with you, you might want to keep that with you and hold it as you go round. Some things we have to sort of just slow down enough to notice. So feel free to just wander where your senses take you. And perhaps you might want to slow right down and be very curious about something. And if you find your mind wandering, just bring your awareness effortlessly back to what's in motion, just slowly having a bit of a wander. And I'll call you back in 10 minutes. And I'll call you back with sound of the ringneck dove that's around here somewhere. Coo, coo, coo. So 10 minutes, what's in motion? Coo, coo, coo. Okay, welcome back. So we'll now do another popcorn out, a share and listen to each of our sharings. And again, the prompt for the sharing is, what are you noticing? So who would like to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
As I was wandering around, I first of all went into the backyard where there's a few plants and a lemon tree that I have, and it was very cold. But although I looked around at the plants, I kind of felt empty, felt my mind empty. And I came back inside and slowly looked around, and I felt a little bit sad, but at the same time grateful that you were all there, and just the feeling of knowing that you were all there doing your searchings. It was lovely to feel you all there in your different spaces. That was my experience. And I watered the plants.
Great, thank you, Alexis. Anyone else would like to share something?
I can share. When
Thank
you
you, Grethe.
when you sit still in nature for a while, or you walk very slowly, then it's like the animals relax and they come out. And where I am, there are these tiny lizards of the kind that they kind of put their heads up and then they blow out their throats, and it has into a circle, and it has this bright color. And I think it's some sort of mating or mate attraction thing. And it's just fascinating to be allowed to watch that in the real world, not through a David Attenborough documentary. So I've noticed that, and I noticed how the leaves move through the wind, and how seeing leaves fall down, and just noticing nature doing its thing. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Grethe. Thank you. Anyone else like to popcorn out?
I would.
Yes,
a little
Anna.
bit. Hi. I don't really. I have an outdoor space, but it's not very natural. It's this patio that's enclosed, and all I can see from nature is the sky. But I felt like I should go out there, and what I noticed was that I could hear for the first time this spring the swallows. And I live in Spain, and one of the things when I first came to Spain, because we don't have them in the United States, and that sound and the spring of them, it just like I truly love that sound. It just does something to me, and this was the first time I heard them this whole year, because it's been very, very rainy here. And today was one day of a break where we had some sun, and it was the first time I heard the swallows. Couldn't see them, but I heard them. That was nice.
Great, thank you, Anna. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, it's a bit cold where I am, so I stayed indoors. But
Okay.
by my fireplace, I've got like a little fairy door and a little key, and one fairy's on a snail, and the other fairy's just perched down with her hands just clasped under her chin. And I'm a storyteller, and so the message I got from the fairy on the snail was, it's time for humans to slow down and love Mother Earth again as she loves you.
Thank
So
you, Karina.
that's the-
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. So what was I noticing? Well, I was noticing how calm it is. There's very little wind. I was noticing Ben having a wander around, my dog. I'm noticing the gradual movement of the clouds and the light disappearing slowly, very slowly, as we move into dusk here. That's what I was noticing. Okay, well, we'll move on to our last invitation before tea. And this invitation is called the micro world. And I'd just like you to have a wander and use your vision to notice the littlest detail you can find of a being. It could be your treasure, a plant. Just notice the tiniest detail that you can find. And I wonder what you'll notice about this secret micro world that is out there. And again, I'll call you back in just 10 minutes with the owl call or dove call. Coo, coo. 10 minutes. Go, go, go. Hey, welcome back. So just a very quick share and listen. Again, what did you notice? What were you noticing? Anybody just like to quickly pop popcorn out? I could start actually, if you like. Let me show you. Oops. Oops. What's happened there? Am I back? Did I disappear then?
Sorry, I was trying to share an image and I accidentally did something wrong. Carry on.
Oh, I see. Okay. I don't know whether you can see, but there's some tiny, tiny little buds there. And they're purple, mauve little buds. They're just coming through. That's what I was noticing. Anybody else before we have some tea?
I don't know if you can see. Let me see. You can't see it, I don't think. This stone that I have there.
Oh, yes.
If you can see these lines in it, I got this at the beach, and I was noticing how the lines actually have shimmer in them. You can't see it here, but they shimmer. And it has a sister stone that doesn't have lines. And I picked them both up a few weeks ago because they had the same size. And this, you can't see it on here, but I realized that they both have little flecks of shimmering things in them. They glint in the light. I never noticed that before.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anna.
I shared in the chat an image of a plant which I was looking at really, really close up, and it was quite beautiful. And I was also looking at a bismuth crystal, which I don't know if you can see this, but it's kind of, it's got rainbows in it. And I was looking at
yes.
it really close up, and as well as the plant, and just seeing worlds and rainbows.
Okay. Thank you, Alexis. Thank you. Okay, well, look, I'm conscious of time, so we'll just finish off with some tea. So let me just show you what I've got here. So here's my little tea table here. So we're going to have some mint tea that I've got from some wild mint I got from the garden just up the other end. Wild mint is antibacterial, antimicrobial. It's really good for the digestive system. Excellent. So what we usually do with the tea ceremony is we offer some tea to the land first. So that's what I'll do. I have some tea that's been brewing here. So perhaps before I offer it to the land, you'd all like to offer something to the tea for the land to connect with our Mother Earth. Okay. So I'm going to pour you each a cup of tea. So we'll start with you, Alexis. Here's a cup of tea for you. Thank you very much. And Greta, here's a cup of tea for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And Karina, here's one for you. And Anna, there's one for you.
I'm here. I was making a cup of tea.
Oh, jolly good. And who else have we got? And Greg, here's one for you.
Thank you.
And Matt, let me grab another. Didn't count. And Matt, here's one for you.
Oh.
Have I missed anybody? No, other than myself.
The fairies.
Yes, they're out in force, I'm sure. Okay. So, some tea. Slancha.
That's Gaelic Irish for cheers.
It is, correct. So would anyone like to offer something that that will close the experience for them at all, to the group?
I was going to offer a goddess card. As
Okay.
you offered the tea, and as we've been talking about Mother Earth. So I'm just shuffling the cards. And I'm just thinking of all of you. Whoop. And I'm just going to splay them out. Receptivity, Hathor. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. So that's interesting. We've all been giving ourselves some time there with Mother Earth to nurture ourselves, to receive. And so you can look up more about Hathor, the goddess. Okay. I'll be talking about goddesses in a couple of weeks as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Karina. That's wonderful.
That was fun.
Anyone else?
I wanted to say that I became aware of the fairy realm, something that I've worked with before, and I've asked to see them in the past years, and they've been gracious enough to show me their presence at various times. And I've been working with thought, the power of thought, for many years. And during one of your sensory experiences of the 10 minutes, I didn't mention it before, but I just wanted to mention that they kind of showed me that they were with us. And just thank you. It was very beautiful.
Thank you, Alexis. Thank you. Anyone else? I'm conscious of time,
Yes.
so
I
okay.
was inspired by Karina, and for some reason I brought my Crystal Power Tarot deck out today, and it's really nice because each card has a crystal and affirmation. So we got two. One of them is the Ace of Cups, which is aquamarine, and the statement is, I welcome new love and trust what it brings. And the other card, the Eight of Pentacles or Malachite. And the statement is, I dedicate myself to what I believe in.
Wow. Thank you, Greta.
My pleasure.
Okay. Well, if there's nobody else that wants to share, I'd like to just finish off with a poem. And this is called Advice from a Tree. Dear friend, stand tall and proud. Sink your roots deeply into the earth. Reflect the light of a greater source. Think long term. Go out on a limb. Remember your place among all living beings. Embrace with joy the changing seasons, for each yields its own abundance. The energy and birth of spring, the growth and contentment of summer, the wisdom to let go of leaves in the fall, the rest and quiet renewal of winter. Feel the wind and the sun and delight in their presence. Look up at the moon that shines down upon you and the mystery of the stars at night. Seek nourishment from the good things in life, simple pleasures, earth, fresh air, light. Be content with your natural beauty. Drink plenty of water. Let your limbs sway and dance in the breeze. Be flexible. Remember your roots. Enjoy the view. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
That was really beautiful. Thank you. I love your gold teapot. Now I want a gold teapot. And you know what's very interesting is that yesterday I went to Borough Market and I bought some fresh mint to make fresh mint tea. And I didn't know that it was anti all of those things that you said. So
Absolutely.
perfect. Good to know. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That was beautiful.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So, sorry, were you going to say something?
No, just you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Well,
or in Gaelic, in Irish, it's Guramahagot. 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 Is that right, Karina?
That's brilliant. Ganairi and Boherla.
Ah.
Wow. So this brings me to the final section of tonight, where I'm going to hand over to Grethe. And just before I do, I just want to check in with everybody and just go around the group briefly and just ask if there is something that you would like to share that's been on your mind or sitting on your heart that you would like to share with the group, that also Grethe can work with in the healing. Yeah, so I'll start with Greg, if that's okay. And, you know, please, there's no obligation, just if you would like to.
Just in a bit of feeling a bit of anxiety about, this sort of a relationship that was kind of started around the lockdown, and it's kind of like it's not making me happy. It turns out it's not making me happy, but we went through this lockdown, so I feel like almost obligated to be there. But it's just not right for me, or it feels right. It doesn't feel right. And I'm trying to deal with how to let go of this without hurting anybody. And at the same time, the longer it goes on, the more it's hurting me. So I've got to do something about this very soon, So that's probably the biggest thing on my mind at the moment.
Well, in response to what you said, I want to offer you a thought or an affirmation, whichever you like. And it's, I honor myself and my boundaries, and I step into my personal power. And by doing that, I'm just going to repeat what I said. I honor myself and my boundaries and my personal power. And the reason that I'm saying that statement is for you to connect with what is healthy for you. And if something isn't serving you, then simply to let it go and not try to please other people too much, because you can't be there for everyone. Like, they've got their own journey. That's my suggestion. Don't be afraid of hurting people. Sorry, you were going to say something.
I was going to say, because pleasing people is always something that's got me into too much trouble in the past, and I've always, that's something I'm trying to get better at, and now I'm finding it a real challenge because I'm faced with it yet again. But this time I'm planning to hopefully find do what's best for me quicker.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. It's something I think that a lot of empathic and sensitive people deal with. So it's very poignant. Thank you, Greg. Matthew, would you like to share anything?
Just to follow up on that last point about boundaries and sort of maintaining a sphere of maintaining yourself and your boundaries, and I think that's something that a lot of us are facing at the moment with the end of lockdown and sort of reshuffling our relationships after that. Because I know so that definitely resonates with me as well. Some situations I'm in at the moment where I've had to, as gently as I can, tell people to back off, and that doesn't make me feel very good, and I'm having to process that. But unfortunately I've done it enough to be able to, for it not to be too traumatic or to be too difficult. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to just to sort of say that I'm with Greg, and hoping you can manage that all right.
And similarly, the thought or affirmation that I will offer you, in the same vein as Greg, is it is safe for me to speak my truth, whatever that is, lovingly. It's safe for me to lovingly speak my truth.
Can I just say that it's been a while since I've been here, but I really do feel very different to how I felt last time I was here. So I feel, and it's for the positive, for the better.
It's lovely. Well, we're all shifting beings, right? And we're always evolving. So thank you for sharing, Matthew. Karina, would you like to share anything?
Oh, I'm on, yeah. Well, like the guys were saying, I think all relationships have been challenging, and somebody really opened up to me in the lockdown last year, and I misread it, thinking it was something else, and it wasn't. So I'm just dealing with that, and my ears are still not 100% better, so I'm slightly worried about that. But some days they're fine, and some days they're not. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty tickety-boo, really.
I know that you're an excellent listener, Karina, and I'm just going to offer this to you. And it's I listen with love.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Thank you. I take that.
Thank you. Anna, would you like to share anything?
Yeah. This month was hard. April was a really hard month. After a really good March in terms of workflow, like this month was dead. I mean, just like nothing, no income, no nothing, and feeling very. It was partly, I think, like the weather and that, but just like after feeling like a really great month of March of like everything's flowing, I'm very in the flow, everything is in divine order. This month, like it felt like everything came to a halt, and I felt very stuck. And like I started to feel disconnected from spirit in a way, like in terms of like my work. And it feels better. I feel like this week has been better, much better. I think like the Wesak full moon sort of shifted things. And but yeah, it's been a challenging month, and I feel a little bit confused about my next step, because you know, where I live, everything's very temporary, very nomadic. I don't live like a normal person. And I'm trying to think like, where am I going? Where should I go? And what's my next step? Where am I going? So that's where I'm at.
What came to me when you were speaking was this. I'm excited at connecting with the natural machinery of abundance. Because I saw the universe as kind of like cogs that are spinning with all the planets, you know, and the universe is so abundant, and it's all around us, right?
Right.
So it was just like a great big machine, like a cosmic divine machine, and just connecting with that natural machinery.
I like that.
Thank you for sharing, Anna. Before I hand over to Greta, Michael, is there anything that you would like to share?
Yes, I'm in a really good place at the moment. I suppose the overwhelming feeling that I have at the moment is gratitude. My partner has turned a corner with his anxiety and is back at work and is doing well. And he's found a medication that works. He hasn't taken medication before, but he has it and he stopped it. I've helped him with CBT, with meditation, and he does all those things. And combined with this small little next step that he took, he's really turned a corner, and I'm so grateful. And combined with the fact that we're out of lockdown, or moving out of lockdown gradually, and I live in such a nice place, I'm just overwhelmed by feelings of gratitude at the moment. And I'm in a very, very good place. So I don't have anything negative to share.
It doesn't have to be negative. Thank you, Michael. And what I get for you is I am at peace with the process of life.
Thank you.
The operative word being peace, and connecting to the vibration of peace as you have, and you've beautifully given to all of us as well. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
And
You're
I just
welcome.
want to add one more word to what I said to Anna about the word being excited. That is the energy that I would invite you to connect with, the excitement. of
Yeah,
what's coming.
that makes sense, because I've been feeling just kind of
Great, thank you.
until you know.
I get it. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Grethe to lead us out of this session. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for sharing. Thank you so much, Michael, for leading us through this wonderful forest bathing experience, and I'm so grateful. I am
Welcome.
going to I'm going to lead us through a process where I'm going to invite you all to think of, if you just shared something that is difficult, or if there is, what is the most difficult thing in your life right now? What is bothering you right now? Something you need to do, like maybe getting yourself out of a relationship that you don't belong in and that it doesn't serve either of you to be in. So I'm going to invite you to think of, for instance, the process of having that conversation, or something else that is bothering you. And get into the feeling of whatever that is. And if you need to close your eyes to get into that feeling, then do it. Good. So I'm muscle testing on behalf of the group, and the feeling of the situation you are thinking about is testing weak, which means that we can work on it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to invite you to cross your legs either way, left over right or right over left, whatever feels best to you. And then I invite you to cross your arms and interlace your fingers. So it's just one arm on top of the other. And then from that, interlace your fingers. And then from there, you can either place your arms straight down on your lap, or you can kind of curl them up on your chest. Whatever feels most comfortable to you. This is called whole brain posture, and this is where we connect the hemispheres of our brain and we tap into our subconscious mind to change our perception of the situation we just now thought of. So now we're going to set an intention for how we want to feel about the situation instead of the negative emotions that just came up. And it's going to be peace and non-attachment. And you can add whatever else you want to add to that intention, whether that is safety, love, confidence, joy, however you want to feel about the situation. Maybe it's ease. So just set that intention, peace, non-attachment, and whatever you want to feel. And when you have that set and you're in your comfortable position with your arms and legs crossed, fingers interlaced, I invite you to close your eyes. And I invite you to think about the situation until you sense a physical, mental, or emotional shift that's going to be your indication that your perception of the situation has shifted to one of peace and non-attachment and whatever else you wanted to add. And when you sense that physical, mental, or emotional shift, you can open your eyes and you can uncross your arms and legs. And just stay with the situation, and it can get worse before it gets better, but trust the process and know that it will get better and your perception of the situation is going to shift. And I'm just here holding space for you. Know that you're held and loved. You're doing wonderful. Good. We're allowing for this process to take just as much time as it needs for everyone to have that change in perception. Good. This process is complete. Yes. Okay, good. So now we're going to just make sure that everyone had that shift that was our intention. So I invite you again to close your eyes. And as closely as you can, go back to that feeling of the situation as closely as you can. And when you have the feeling of it, when you think about it, then you open your eyes again. And it's testing strong for everyone. Well done. Last step of our process is a celebration. And there are a lot of different ways, but how about a hug and then a little dance? You with me? And a little dance? Yeah, you guys are so beautiful. Let me look at all of you. Yeah. Well done. You don't want to stop, do you? Beautiful. Okay. Did anything come up for anyone that you want to share? Otherwise, I'm going to go on to clear some emotions. So, Alexis, how are we doing on time?
We still have 5 minutes before closing, so we're good.
Wonderful. All right. So, what emotion can we all release that will help us to let go of lovingly of what no longer serves us? Self-abuse. So I'm allowing a little time for everyone to feel into what that means to you. And then I'm going to use my magnet. You can use a magnet or your hand to swipe 3 times from the third eye to the back of your neck with the intention of releasing the trapped emotion of self-abuse. Is that released? Yes. And I have an affirmation for you, and it has helped me tremendously. The greatest gift I can give to others is to lovingly express my needs. Okay, is there another trapped emotion we can release to help us let go of anything that no longer serves us? Yes. Guilt. It's the trapped emotion of guilt. So can we release? Yes. Let's release this trapped emotion of guilt. 3 swipes. Wonderful. Was it released? Yes. Okay, is there one last thing that we can release that will help us let go of what no longer serves us? Defensiveness. So let's release this trapped emotion of defensiveness. 3 swipes. And is it released? Yes. Good. Now let's see, what else? Oh yeah. Let's ask, what in the emotion code can we release that will allow money to flow into our lives effortlessly? Despair. So the trapped emotion of despair, let's release that. 3 swipes. Good. Is it released? Yes. Anything else? Yes. Bitterness. Good. Can we release it? Yes. Let's release this trapped emotion of bitterness. 3 swipes. Released? Yes. Anything else to release for this? Yes. Resentment. Let's release this trapped emotion of resentment. Is it released? Yes. Good. Now let me see. I want to end on a couple of positive fill-ups, and I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in and hold, and I will say a statement, and I invite you to repeat it quietly inside your mind, and then I'm going to say breathe out. And of course, if you need to breathe differently than my cues at any moment, just do that. So take a deep breath in and hold. I release all negative emotions and all blocks with positive emotion, with letting go. Deep breath out. Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm so happy and grateful. It's easy for me to let go of anything that no longer serves me. Deep breath out. Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm so happy and grateful that the people it's most important to please in the whole world is me. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm so happy and grateful. It's easy for me to maintain healthy boundaries. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm so happy and grateful. My body has the natural ability to heal anything that's wrong, whether it's my ears or anything else bothering me. Take a deep breath out. Good. Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm so happy and grateful. It's safe and good for me to release any relationships that no longer serve us. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm so happy and grateful. Life force energy flows through me in every moment. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm so happy and grateful. I have absolute clarity on the next step to manifest my dream. Take a deep breath out. And last one, take a deep breath in and hold. I'm so happy and grateful. I'm divinely connected with nature. Take a deep breath out. Good. Now go back to your natural, normal breathing. And thank you so much for your contribution to the group energy and to helping shine a light on what all of us needed to heal. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Greta. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for your beautiful contribution this evening in raising the energy. And it feels like we've created a really beautiful vibration. And just before we part, I want to just say what I'm grateful for, and then perhaps we could close with just saying what you're all grateful for. I'm really grateful for beautiful colors, and I love your dress, Greta. It's so vibrant. So I'm grateful for the light that creates all of the beautiful colors. Michael?
I'm grateful for the light of dusk. It's beautiful here at the moment.
Beautiful, thank you. Greta?
I am grateful for Michael today. I'm grateful for you, Michael, for leading us through this wonderful, wonderful session.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greta. Matthew?
I'm grateful to have this group to draw on from time to time, and just seeing your face, Karina, there makes me laugh. You make me smile with your stories. Thank you. And Alexis and all the other people that I've seen before, and all the new people as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Karina is going to be the guest next session, which is on the 13th. So tune in for that if you would like to. Greg, what are you grateful for?
Well, I'm grateful for the new ways to get in touch with nature and to get energies from that. And my my rock has a new meaning now. It's my special. And the closing part too. Thanks, Greta, because that really kind of resonated with me with what's ever going on. So I really felt quite empowered by that last bit. So thanks very much.
Beautiful, thank you, Greg. Karina?
Well, thank you to everyone. I mean, honestly, all of you contribute. I mean, obviously, Michael and Greta and Alexis have really been leading us through this kind of magical experience. But I'm so grateful to come here every few weeks. I try not to miss it. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in a couple of weeks, but I'm sure the mermaids and fairies will guide me. I'm just going to go with the flow, but I'm very happy to be invited. I'm just going to trust in the magic and the process. You know, I think that's what I'm really grateful for is trusting a kind of an unknown process. Yeah.
It's very brave and wise of you to do that. Thank you for sharing, Karina. And in closing, Anna.
I'm grateful to all of you and for this session. For this loving support. And I'm also grateful to the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, and the animal kingdom.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful rest of your evening, and thank you for being here tonight.
Thank
Lots
you,
of love to
everybody.
you all. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Guramahagut.
Ha det bra.